Yo, 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 yo. What's up, guys? Welcome in to Blindside Sports. Alright, I'm just gonna make sure we are running here. Um, alright. So, what's up, everybody? Welcome to Blindside Sports. I'm Emmett Douglas, the host of this wonderful YouTube sports show. Alright. How are you guys doing today? I hope you guys are having a good day. I know I am. Alright. If y'all want the most out of your listening experience, if you want to roast me, because obviously I'm not like a professional, then I'm not gonna judge you. So you can go over to Twitter, hit me up. That is at EmmettNosi04. And Twitter, good place to chat with me. I have it in the description. Sorry about the audio quality if it's a little different or weird. I'm currently in Oregon. I will be until July visiting some family. So I don't have my podcasting mic, because I didn't want to bring it and break it, because that would be rip. I'm using my gaming headset right now. So the quality sounds okay to me, but the podcast mic's better. And when I come back, I'm gonna have some. When I get back, to Washington where I live, I'm gonna have the imaging figured out. So where I have stuff going, you won't hear my computer in the background. That's probably a good thing about this year. Now we have a bunch actually. Today, obviously, your boy slacked again and didn't get in the show in. Last week, and that's my fault. So we have a bunch to talk about. We have stuff from all three of the major pro sports. We have a bunch of NBA to talk about. We have some NFL that I'd like to chop up. We're going to talk about Julio Jones, because like I said, I slacked last week. Didn't have a show out for you guys. We also, something that I saw that is just, it's kind of a story built up over time. Tua Tagovailoa, he actually, hold up. Hold on. Alright, so, but obviously it's been some issues. Sorry about the start here. It's very, very rough. Get the most iOS experience by liking this show. Liking this video that you're currently watching right now. Also by hitting that subscribe button and turn on your bell notifications so you don't miss a video. Alright? That's what I'd do if I were you. Here we go. So without further ado, I'm gonna tweet this out. And then sorry about the rough start. That's a kink of streaming. We just kind of BS'd for a little bit. And then we're gonna hop into this NBA story. Most of this show is going to be NBA. And yeah, so if you guys don't know, obviously if you guys have paid any attention to the NBA playoffs this season, or the NBA in general, you guys know that honestly there has been a lot of injuries this NBA playoffs. We have, top of my head, we have Kyrie Irving, who's gone down. Joel Embiid's gone down. We just had Kawhi Leonard go down today with a ACL injury. Donovan Mitchell, Mike Conley, CP3, who was injured at one point and got the COVID. Anthony Davis missed some time. And I know I'm missing some. All right. I know I know that there has been a lot of injuries, and I know I'm missing some. And LeBron James, obviously, say what say about him and his beliefs. One of the goats. I think he's top 5, maybe even top 2 best players we've ever seen in the NBA. And he had some stuff to say about the 2-month shortened off season. All right, I'm gonna read you guys the tweets right now. So we're gonna go back to the start here. He basically goes on here to with this first tweet. He says, "It's crazy to me how we're missing 8 to 10 of our all-star starters. This is a time," basically saying how this is a time of year that they shouldn't be missing, and fans should see their favorite players. Works around me. I hate to see all these injuries, and I'm speaking for our players. Basically going on here to say that the bubble 2-month off season was yeah, he just says that, and he's like, "Sorry fans, wish you guys could see your players right now." And then he goes on, "I know all about the business factors too. Don't even try me. I get it." That is your LeBron James reaction. All right. Sorry if you guys heard my phone in the background. I didn't have that written down. I need to figure out a system to where y'all can't hear that in the background while I read tweets. Here are my thoughts. All right. Obviously, the question here is, do I think that the bubble is to blame, or the short off season is to blame for these injuries? All right. I think it's a combination of things, personally. And here's why. So first of all, yes, the 2-month off season did not help. It did not help the players' health. We get that. We all agree. Whatever. But what I personally think this. And the players all of them were trying to start by Martin Luther King Day. And I think what he means by, I understand the business side, trust me, is they're about to miss out on a lot of money if they started on Martin Luther King Day, which is January, which gives them, a little bit of a longer off season. And yeah. So my thing with this is, do I think the off season helped? God, no. I don't think, a 2-month break when they're used to getting a lot longer than that helps. But I'm going to propose this to you, all right? And, also we have a lot of these players load managing, all right? Kyrie Irving played 20 games this season. He was missing time due to personal reasons. I'm not, unquote. I'm not going to judge, the guy's life and everything. That's not my place. But he was missing some time due to some personal stuff, and he barely played. Sorry about that. I need to stop checking my phone during these. It throws me off. Where was I? Yeah, so obviously, we got these low management. I think, some of these guys, they have worked, they have worked their butt off. Kyrie Irving, he's played 20 games this year. That was just, a landing wrong, sprained ankle injury. Kawhi Leonard, he's played a decent amount of games this year. The load management wasn't as bad. But here's what I'm going to propose to you guys. All right, and this has been proposed for a while now, but I don't know if this is going to pass, and it's not going to fix our load management issue that we have going down in the NBA. But something y'all need to look into NBA is shortening the season. 82 games. Don't get me wrong, I love the NBA. I love how long the season is. Like I really enjoy having like something to watch. But there's times where I'm like I don't feel like watching basketball night, and that's just me being the selfish fan. Where like that's just me being like the selfish fan where I'm like okay. I want to watch this game tonight, but you have to think about this in the player's point of view as well. And first of all, the league can charge. You can make it you could charge more for people to see these games because you're playing less. Second of all, people want to watch these more. If you shorten to like 70 at least, or at the most, like games they'll play 65, 60, something around there, because we've just had injury issues and. NBA, no one really watches a lot of regular season basketball. I kind of do, but I'm like a fan of the NBA. But like your average Joe, who's just a casual sports fan who doesn't want to cover it, or doesn't really watch, they'll watch their favorite team play. Don't get me wrong, but they're not here to watch, a bunch of NBA like that. They're just not there to do that, and. I think there's a lot of stuff that can happen by shortening these games, or by shortening the season. First of all, you can shorten these or you can probably eliminate these back-to-backs, which I touched on this on my call to the Odd Couple with Chris Broussard and Rob Parker earlier. I'm an athlete. I run track and cross country, and when I have back-to-back hard days in competitions. I know it wears my body down. Not all the time do I feel sore, but I know, like, I on the second day or third day of a super intense workouts back to back, working myself at my full potential, I can tell that my performance is not, where it should be. And back to back is just, when you're, that's just a lot of, like, pressure on the players' bodies and everything. And I think that's another advantage to it. Second of all, might help the ratings. You could charge more per tickets. Games will, matter more, I guess. That's what I'm saying. And third of all, obviously the big thing of why I'd be opposed to changing the season, shortening it down, is because we're having too many injuries. And obviously, the NBA is a league that thrives in the playoffs. It's not like the NFL where people just love football. Unfortunately, basketball's kind of lost that in the past while. So people are more inclined for the playoffs than they are like a regular season game. Most people, most average sports fans, they like that. All right. This is Blindside Sports. I'm Emmett Douglas. You're a wonderful host of this program. Get me on Twitter. That is at EmmettNoC04. Again, that is at EmmettNoC04. All right. Now, obviously, we have a bunch to get to here, because I'm a slacker, and I don't know how to... do a show once a week, apparently. But I'm going to be back on my grind. I get out of school next Thursday, and, I'm in online school, but yeah. Doesn't matter. Okay. Yeah. And so to sum up this opening topic, I think LeBron James is partially correct. He's had a lot. Some of his tweets are a little bit worse. All right, now we're gonna be talking about there's a couple games I want to get to, due to I saw they'd even put in the description. Wow. Okay, I just saw the story. There's some stuff I want to get to. All right, now obviously the Clippers Jazz game. Just ended, it might still, hold on, let's see. Clippers score. The Clippers beat the Jazz in game 5. Yeah, the Clippers beat the Jazz. I just making sure I didn't even get the score. I'm a moron. I was just watching this game. left us like a couple minutes left to get the stream set up, and honestly, talking about that Hawks Sixers game earlier, I'm not gonna lie to you, I turned that off because I know I'm supposed to like cover sports and everything, but I cannot watch a blowout like that. So I was like, all right, bro, turn this off. All right, turn that off, and I may or may not have posted some tweets, and my kiss of death may or may not have struck that night, and the 76ers choked and absolutely gagged, and the Hawks won the game. We're not going to talk about that. Because I made myself look like an idiot. But here's the thing. The Clippers and the Jazz. Clippers without Kawhi Leonard. He's feared to have some sort of ACL injury, which is not good for the Clippers. We're going to get to that in just a couple of minutes. Obviously, the Clippers mollywop the Jazz tonight. And the Jazz, the Clippers they're always keeping it close this game. Playoff Paul George went off and had a pretty solid game. I'll try and pull up his stats right here. But playoff Paul George had a solid game. And the question I want to ask here and propose is: was this more embarrassing for the Jazz, or are the Clippers just that team? All right. Now I'm gonna give you guys stats here. Clippers, Jazz, box score. All right. I'm leaning more towards at this point the embarrassing moment here for the Utah Jazz, because the Clippers aren't even like, they don't have their best player, Kawhi Leonard. And for you to, for the Jazz to gag away this game, even though Bogdan Bogdanovic was hot, Bogdan, however you say his name, he was hot, but all right, let's see if this has it. But the thing is, all right, come on, Jazz, y'all could have won this. Paul George is good. Reggie Jackson, freaking Reggie Jackson, looked good this game, bro. It's, man, it's just like, come on, Jazz, y'all really choked and gagged this one away. When this is a game we all thought you should have won. I don't think the Jazz are for real after this game. After the way they've been performing. I mean, you're up 2-0, now the Clippers are 3-2 lead. I could see them winning on Friday, but to be honest with you, what I'm going to predict is going to happen is I think the Clippers are going to make it out of this round. Reggie Jackson looks solid. Paul George went off tonight. He had a good game. He carried the Clippers, and I don't think Donovan Mitchell had the game that you really wanted him to have. And I think part of this, kind of trickle for the Jazz is that Mike Conley hasn't really played in the playoffs due to injuries. That Mike Conley was that was one of the better pickups the Jazz have had in a while. All right. That's all I want. And everything else I want to say about that. Yeah, I really should pull up stats for this one. But either way, the Jazz, they looked really good the first half. Like they're shooting the ball, the 3-point the three ball very well in the first half. They were very hot, and then after that, the second half, the Jazz played okay, but the Clippers just outballed them. And, as a Jazz fan, I'd be pretty mad and I'd be pretty embarrassed because Kawhi Leonard is like the Clippers guy, and when you lose when the Clippers are without their guy, it's just like, oh man, I genuinely feel bad for Jazz fans. They should have been up 3-2. All right, come so. Well, we're gonna dive into here real fast, okay? Now, it's Blindside Sports. I'm Emmett Douglas, the host of this program. We're 20 minutes in. We've already done 2 stories. That's what I like, even though it's been like, me having a lot of fillers, alright? Get me on Twitter at MNOC04. Thanks to you. Thanks to me, my own producer. Okay, that was a horrible plug. My bad. Okay, alright. So, coming up next, alright, we're going to be talking about the sticky baseball situation in the MLB. I'm not going to get that out of context. I don't want that to come back in the sticky balls. I don't want that to come back in on me later, alright? So, because I was like, we're going to be talking about sticky balls. Like, that just would not sound right, alright? So, either way, I just said it, so I might take that. Okay. Sticky balls in the MLB. So, first of all, the MLB, Rob Manfred, the commissioner of Major League Baseball, basically went out to say the other night that on June 21st, Major League Baseball is going to be cracking down on sticky substances on the baseball. So what this means, obviously, if you guys haven't seen, is pitchers, they have some, it's kind of hard to grip the ball without, like, something on there. Like, people, be spitting on the balls and stuff, just for more leverage. So obviously they got like it's hard to throw a ball without some gripping stuff. We've had some spin rate issue, or like spin rates have been suspicious according to some people this year. So basically what Rob Manfred's doing here is it's kind of gonna be like when you go like to the airport and they like body scan you or something. That's kind of what this is gonna be. Yeah, and there's like computers making sure you don't have like crap on your hands, and it's going to add, some time to the game. Whatever. I'm not here to judge it. But basically, it's going to make sure the pitchers don't have, like, a foreign substance. And I believe the punishment is 10 days if you get caught with a foreign substance. It's either 10 days or 10 games. What is it? Hold on. I think it's 10 days. For a pitcher, that's not really a big punishment per se. But here's my thing. We have people going out here and saying that, injury, or not injuries, they're not to say that, like, people have been doing this forever. Alright? I don't see... I don't see, like, the issue, I guess. Well, I do. I kind of understand, batters have just not been the same this year. But I'm actually going to play some audio for you guys here. I haven't listened to this, but I was like, I'm going to save this for the show. Where? Tyler Glasnow, pitcher for the, I believe it was the Rays, something like that. He basically sounds off here about the MLB's, pitching stuff here, the rules on the pitching. I think, players have been doing it for years. I don't think, it's gonna have, it doesn't really have too big of an effect on the game. I think, it's kind of been an issue. I don't think this is really anything compared to like the steroids era, but take a listen.
I 100% believe that contributed to me getting hurt. No doubt, without a doubt. I think like it's ridiculous. Like, I have used sticky stuff before. It's ridiculous that like it seems like this whole public perception of like, oh, it's just like select few people. Like your favorite pitcher probably 50 years ago was using something too. Like if you felt these balls, how inconsistent they were, like you have to use something. So in the past, my like substance of choice is sunscreen and rosin. Like just nothing egregious, something to where I can get a grip on the ball so it doesn't feel dusty. But 2 starts ago against the Nationals, I went cold turkey, nothing. And before that start, I remember when all this stuff came out, I was talking.
Oh my God! Way screw the bag.
People and talking to doctors, and they were like, the thing that maybe MLB doesn't realize or that players don't realize is like what is the injury, like what is the prevention of, like maybe it'll add to injuries. And in my mind, I was like, that sounds dumb. That sounds like an excuse a player would use to make sure he can use sticky stuff. But I threw to the Nationals with nothing. I don't use sticky stuff I don't use spider tack. I don't need more spin. I have huge hands. I spin the ball fine. I want grip. I did well against the Nationals, probably one of the best starts I had all year. I woke up the next day and was like, I am sore in places that I didn't even know I had muscles in. Like I felt completely different. I switched my fastball grip and my curveball grip. I've thrown it the same way for however many years I played baseball. I had to put my fastball deeper into my hand and grip it way harder. And I had to, instead of holding my curveball at the tip of my fingers, I had to dig it deeper into my hand. So I'm like,
all right. So clearly, what Tyler Glasnow, the pitcher, is saying here is he's blaming this sticky stuff on his injury. And, I think the spider tack, I don't know really. I've never really pitched a baseball. I've never really, I pitch a baseball, but like I'm not like on that level. I think the grip is a little trippy. I'm not gonna sit here and deny that. But personally, man, I think like rosin, just sunscreen, whatever. If you're using it to get grip, personally, man, you do you. As long as it's not illegal or as long as it's not too bad, as long as you're using it for grip, I completely understand it. Because if that was truly the cause of Tyler's injury, then we kind of have to think here. If pitchers go cold turkey like this, then this could lead to something here. A couple other stories I want to get to that aren't in the description. Chris Paul, Suns point guard, set to be sidelined due to the Rona. He has COVID, or he's been exposed to COVID, something like that. And he has to go into the health safety protocols, which could have him missing some time. And, we're just waiting on the Clippers-Jazz, series to end. So if I were Chris Paul, man, I'd be like, go 7 games. Because we're in Game 5 right now, so Game 7 would probably be Sunday. Series would start, like, Tuesday. So he'd probably only miss, like, 1-2 games. I mean, probably a couple. And, because if you're the Suns, you realize without Chris Paul, Devin Booker's great and everything, but Chris Paul is he was like the glue to this team this season because they improved from a 9 seed to a 2nd seed, and Devin Booker, he did get better. I'm not gonna sit here and say, oh, Devin Booker didn't get better, but Chris Paul is like the glue. He's like the peanut butter and jelly that holds the bread together. That's what Chris Paul is. So if they even want a chance at the NBA Finals, they're gonna need Chris Paul back as soon as possible. All right, dropping over from the NBA and the MLB, we step over to football, the National Football League, where our last 3 stories here on Blindside Sports with Emmett Douglas are going to be. We're going to be covering the NFL. All right. First one I'm going to get to here is Tua Tagovailoa, quarterback for the Miami Dolphins, going into his 2nd year. I'm starting to have some doubts with this guy. Because he threw 5 picks in minicamp. Minicamp, whatever. It's not even that at this point, though. It's just when you have a guy who goes on to say, I don't understand the playbook. When you have a guy who says, I got benched 3 times in the 4th quarter. I get he's a rookie. He didn't have the stat giants that Justin Herbert and Joe Burrow did before the injury, if you will. He didn't have that. But, it's just, when you throw, 5 picks in minicamp, where I feel like you shouldn't be bad, because it's a lot easier, that is a very, very concerning to me, and, I'm not ready to he's only a rookie, alright, he's about to be in his 2nd year in the league. I'm not saying people are saying draft a quarterback if you're Miami, or trade go for the Aaron Rodgers. If it's Aaron Rodgers, I mean, go for it. It's freaking Aaron Rodgers. But um Tua Tagovailoa, not the move. But I'm not ready to be like Tua's a bust yet. Tua's a bust. Wellsy. He's only in his he's about to be in his second year in the league. Yeah, people are very hot and heavy on writing people as a bust quick. I will say like 2 years with 2 to 3 years with one team, and then I still get second chances, but it's just something we have to be if you're a Dolphins fan, or you're a Dolphins personnel member, you have to be you can't just like dust it off like it's nothing. If I were the Dolphins, I would kind of look into this, go off the season year as the next year. And the thing is, the Dolphins, even if Tua plays decent, they're talented enough roster where it's not going to make them like a 2-14 team. The Dolphins are stacked. Can you imagine if they had like Justin Herbert? It would be wild. All right. Blindside Sports, Emmett Douglas with you, coming to you live from YouTube. I don't know what that was. We're going to be talking 2 last stories here, and then we're going to wrap it up. As a Seahawks fan, this one is very, very weird, alright? Honestly, as I said in the description, this one confused me. Russell Wilson, player of obviously Russell Wilson, star quarterback of the Seahawks, been there for years, but one of the best quarterbacks in the league, alright? A couple months ago, it was looking like Russell was, asking for a trade, like he had enough. Called out his offensive line, went on Dan Patrick and just ripped his team apart. Then a list of teams that Russell would want to go to would get just put it out there, like his agents and his Russell's team, kind of it got put out there. And it just got put out there, right? Russell had a trade. I didn't think it was going to happen this year. I thought it was going to be more of a next year thing. And now, Russell Wilson, he wants to say that the trade is nothing. The trade was non-existent. He hasn't requested a trade out of Seattle. He's there for life. And I'm very confused, because I know Russell's attitude is he wants to win forever, and they did get. I do think some people could say, okay, this isn't like major moves. Like, if y'all follow me on Twitter during the NFL free agency, y'all know like I was pissed when they didn't get Corey Linsley or like any of those guys. Like there's some solid linemen, but we did make some moves. We drafted a guy. We traded for Gabe Jackson. We picked up tight end Gerald Everett in the free agency this offseason. And it's kind of the big, they weren't big moves, but like I think Russell kind of realized that, okay, they don't have draft picks from the Jamal Adams trade. It's going to be hard for them to get a superstar. Personally, that's what I think. But I just don't, like, I can't comprehend around this, like, with this situation is why would you name 4 teams that you'd want to go to? And my thought on that, to be honest with you guys, is just this. Let's look at the teams that Russell Wilson want to go to. Cowboys. Just paid Dak Prescott, huge contract. They're not budging. Saints. It looks like they want to give Jamison Taysom Hill a shot, and I don't know if they could get it done to trade for Russell Wilson. Chicago Bears drafted a young guy, Justin Fields, and they've Andy Dalton. I completely forgot. Matt and Nagy's so delusional. I'm not even. We're going to talk about this after this before we hop into Julio Jones. And the Raiders. 3 of those 4 teams are crossed off. And I think the Raiders, I don't think they're, I don't know if they really are down to give up 3 first-round picks for Russell. And well, like I said, I think Russell knew. He knows. All right, man. Cool. I think he just kind of accepted the fact that, Seahawks couldn't make big moves in the offseason. Like, you don't have a first-round pick, first of all. It's hard, and that's the thing. People are like, Seahawks should trade for Julio Jones. I didn't like it. We need offensive linemen, all right? So, Russell Wilson, I think, is a Seahawk for a while now. But, yeah. All right, it's Blindside Sports. Coming up, last story of the night. Julio Jones. Now, since I didn't do a show last week, since I skipped, all right, I'm just going to say that because, I did. I was able to talk about this. I kind of gave, vague thoughts on this on Twitter. I'll give you guys a quick summary. I know you guys don't really care about this, but I want to talk about it. Julio Jones, superstar wide receiver, one of the better receivers in the NFL. All right? No, not anymore, but yeah, you get the point. All right? Yeah. Got traded over from the Falcons to the Tennessee Titans. All right? 2nd, 4th round picks. I believe a 6th round pick in there. Julio Jones, and I seen people say this makes him a Super Bowl team, which, oh God, it's funny. It's funny. First of all, this AFC is so freaking stacked. We got the Chiefs, obviously. They haven't really, regressed. I think they have progressed. You got the Browns, who picked up, a good. They've progressed for sure. You got the Bills, who were so close last year. Give Josh Allen another year on his belt. Then, yeah. I just think, first of all, Julio Jones, 33 years old. Is he a good receiver? Yes, I still think he's good. I'm not going to sit here and deny that. But my only issue is this. Injury issues. In playoff Tannehill. And I think this team's going to be dang good. Don't underestimate them. They're in a horrible division. But I just don't know if I can trust them in the playoffs. Derrick Henry, best running back in the league. Ryan Tannehill, decent quarterback. They haven't really had their playoff success. Like, they kind of choke when it can't happen. But Julio Jones, yeah. Not Super Bowl appearance, all right? Catch that straight. I could have done more on that, but it's an irrelevant story now. This is Blindside Sports. Thank you for checking this show out. I'm sorry that this was a little sloppy because I'm on vacation right now. I will be back in full effect now next week, even though I'm still on vacation. But I'll have the show more planned out, and I'm gonna be back on my my sports grind. I was busy, where I didn't watch like every game that I wanted to watch. Because I was with the fam. But that's going to wrap it up for my live stream. Thanks for checking it out. Enjoy your sports. Enjoy your playoffs. Enjoy your week. Enjoy the summer. Enjoy the nice weather. Alright? Peace.